Hello, 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 everybody. This is Beth Worsdell, author here for Writers Rock, and I'm thrilled to be joined by Candace Robinson. Hello, darling.
Hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Right, Candace, I'm afraid I'm going to have to quickly share our interview with the Writers Rock group and the Writers Rock readers, so everybody has a chance to join in and ask questions. So, I can see us there. There we go. I can see us live. So I'm just going to quickly share that. Right, post. Okay, bear with me. To a group. I wish I could do this all automatically. Unfortunately, I don't have the option. There we go. That one's done. Post and then quickly share it. I'm sorry, Candace. Thank you for being so patient.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so everybody has the chance to join in. Share to group. Writers Rock readers. There we go. Done. Fantastic. So we are literally on and live. Done.
All right.
I know I'm getting quite efficient. I'm quite surprised myself. Candace knows, and I'm going to tell all our viewers, I am so sorry, but next door's gardeners have decided to descend. So we can hear blowing noises and all sorts going on. Hopefully there won't be too much longer, but there's nothing I can do. We've got Carla's just joined us. Look, I've just discovered, Candace, that I can actually show the comments on the screen for us both to see.
Oh, fancy.
See, I'm learning something new every day. Hi, Carla. You awesome, lovely. There we go. Candace, I am so thrilled to have you joining us today. Is it me or are those gardeners getting louder?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
The beauty of being in live streaming. We've got some other viewers as well. We've got Tanya. Hi, Tanya. There we go. It's Tanya. Thank you for joining us, darling. And we've also got Marlena here as well. Hi, Marlena.
Hey, Marlena.
Hey, fantastic. I'll tell you, it's so lovely when we start getting questions and everything. Now, Candace, when I Googled you, because I always look at my interviewees as a reader would, and I have to say, you've got loads of books out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you've released 2 this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if I know what I'm doing, but they're getting out there at least.
It's absolutely amazing. Now, can I go back to the beginning? How long have you been a writer for?
Well, I guess I started end of 2016. So, but I've always wanted to be a writer. But before that, I wanted to be like a screenwriter, like a horror movie screenwriter. But that of course never happened. But then, I got married, had kids, and I kept on procrastinating. And then, I finally was like, all right, I need to get going with it.
That's absolutely amazing. Was there something in particular that made you decide, that's it, I'm going for it?
Yeah, I mean, not to get all, mopey, but after my dad passed, and that's when I was like, okay, life's short, so, let me start. And so that's why I have actually so many books, because I feel like I wrote, back to back just to, get over stuff. So
it's hard to take a break, isn't it? Because I find that just as you're finishing one, either the next part of the story is popping in your head or a new idea is popping in your head. And it's hard just to have that slow down and that little break, because your brain's constantly trying to create. Now, I'm just going to tell the gardeners just to not go up here. No. Please don't come too close. Bless them. How do you write down and jot your ideas? Because obviously, most of us have creative ideas at the most inappropriate times, like when you're driving or you're just about to fall asleep. how do you keep track of your ideas for your stories?
I don't know. See, I feel like I mainly pants pretty much. I write an order of scenes and then I just go from there. I mean, sometimes, you have the constant, like, I don't know, like, it feels like sometimes multiple personalities, like the characters talking in your head. And
yeah,
I get that. So I get like, I know like some dialogue stuff too, that just, spurts up, and then I'll write it down.
It's just fantastic. And I tell you, your dad must be so proud. I don't want to get you all emotional and upset you, but your dad must be so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But you're absolutely right. I think, a lot of us do have that moment, especially at my age, because I'm about a year away from 50. I've been in denial since I was 40. But it's at my time of life now where I have lost people really unexpectedly. And it does make you think, that's it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to chase my dreams. I've been procrastinating. I'm just going to go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's good to have that mindset, isn't it? We've got some comments here, so I'm going to put them up on the screen now. I know how to do it. Oh. I'm feeling quite impressed with myself. So we've got, Carla's put a comment. Look, she says you're a superstar.
Oh man, Carla's awesome. She's like the best.
She is. She's absolutely fabulous. Another comment from Marlena. She says your books are amazing. I tell you.
Yeah, thanks.
Comments like that really help keep us motivated, don't they?
And Marlena and Carla, they both have amazing books themselves.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, I love both of them and their books.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you what, I think having good relationships with other authors is really, really important, because you learn so much from other people, don't you? I've found from interviewing other authors and communicating and engaging with people on Writer's Rock, it's amazing what tips and advice you can pick up. It's really quite amazing. Carla says, I love working with her. She's so lovely. I absolutely love it when we're getting all these comments and everything. And look at this one. She's so proud of you. Carla, you're going to start making her blush. Oh, that's lovely. Look, she feels special now too. That's absolutely wonderful. We've also got a comment from Tanya. I have great relationships with authors through my book blog. It's funny because we were just having a quick discussion before we went online about book blogs, and Tanya's spot on. You do create fantastic relationships, and I've got 3 or 4 book bloggers that I've literally just found through my books and made really good friends with. Have you found that yourself?
Oh yeah. Several. I have another friend. Well, Tanya is actually really awesome. But I have another friend, Amber Hodges, and it's a bunch of people. And like, I don't know, because I don't know. I've connected a lot with people. I don't know.
It's fantastic.
More than I would have in real life, because I've already told you, like, I'm pretty awkward. Like, I can type, be friends really good behind the screen, but in person, I'm just very, just awkward.
Well, I would never have known, because you're absolutely fabulous. I don't think anyone would have realised. But most authors are quite introverted generally, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
I'm not. I'm just. Like, I can't even say I am, because I'm not. But but you actually have a WordPress blog yourself, don't you?
Oh yeah. I started reviewing first before I started writing. I used to read a lot when I was smaller. Like I read, like R.L. Stine, like Goosebumps, and like the Lois Duncan books, and like the mysteries. Can't recall all the one off the top of my head. But anyway, then I quit for a while. I read 1984 in high school, and I really loved that one. But then I still quit reading for a long time, till I think about 2014. I saw the second Hunger Games, and it was a cliffhanger, and I was like, I need to know what happens. So I read those. I read the Hunger Games trilogy, and then I was like, okay, I need more like this. And then I just start reading, and I was like, oh, I want to, write my feelings on them. So
that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So I suppose when you started doing your reviews, was it then that you realized how important reviews are for authors' books?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
The only setback for me, the con one, I feel like if you don't finish a book, I don't think you should rate it. Like I see a lot of, people DNFing books and they'll give it like a 1 or 2. I'm like, I don't know. I think you need to know the whole story before, you can still write your review, but I feel like, just don't rate it.
Yeah, and it's tough, isn't it? I mean, I as a new author myself, I had no idea just how important reviews were until I actually did my own books. And then I felt so bad for not writing reviews on a regular basis that I actually went back and I actually wrote reviews for all the books that I'd read to help the authors, because all of a sudden I thought, these are really important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the thing about like authors too is like they don't care too, like if it's long or short, as long as any even like a few words, like that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Absolutely. It's a catch-22 though, isn't it? Because I've generally, like you, I've generally had really good reviews, but you get that odd one where the person hasn't liked it but doesn't say why.
Oh yeah. Like if they just like rate like stuff like a 1 and there's nothing there. Yeah. There's a lot of books like I'll want to read, and sometimes I'll look at reviews, but I usually still ignore reviews just because I'll read it anyway, just because I want to read it. But yeah, I'll see like like a lot of the 1 stars, and I'm like, but why?
Yeah. Yeah. But I must admit, I'm like you. I if I like the sound of a book and it really intrigues me and I'm interested, I'd rather just read it for myself, because books are so subjective, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened there.
My Wi-Fi is awful, so
but like true professionals, we stuck in there and we're going to carry on.
Oh yeah.
Right, we've got some other people that have joined us as well. So where we got. Oh, we've had that one. There we go. One from Wanda. Hi, Wanda. Thank you for joining us. Bear with us if you lose us temporarily. We will come back. So Wanda says, "Dang, Tanya, we can become friends." Oh, she's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
She's lovely. I'll tell you what, she does so much for all the authors. She's absolutely fantastic. Tanya says, "I think all creative people are introverts." Would you agree with that? Because I know quite a few people who, are musical or are big into art, and they're very much introverted as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a couple of friends. Well, even though I have a couple that are in like artists, like, drawing wise, and they're pretty introverted. I know.
I think it sometimes goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Because whether we're writing books or we're painting or creating music, I mean, that's the biggest show of your personality you can express, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm just going to quickly go down here. Oh, Marlena says 1984 is one of her favorite books. And
Yep.
I must admit, I absolutely loved them. Absolutely loved them. Oh, let's see what other comments we got here. and then I can ask you some more questions. Oh, Tanya says she's in a reading slump at the moment, but we can become friends. I love that. Thank you, Tanya. I tell you, it's amazing, isn't it? What are some of the best comments that you remember getting about your books? You know, people that are trying one of your books for the first time. I mean, are they generally quite surprised? I would imagine you've got quite a big adult reader following as well.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've had I know, like, example, like Marlena has said she's liked my books. But I don't know. I don't know. But I also don't read reviews, any of my reviews, good or bad. I don't read them.
I wish I could stop myself, because sometimes I'm like,
it's anxiety inducing.
Yes, it is. But it's one of those things, isn't it? We just can't please everybody all of the time, unfortunately. Tanya says, I try to write quick ones too. It's really difficult. I think she's talking about reviews, and it is tough. It is tough, especially when we're all busy. And I think it's even harder now that I don't know about you, but now I'm an author as well. Just finding the time to sit down and do a decent review for another author, because you're trying to fit everything else in as well. And like you, kids, house, and
oh yeah,
it's crazy. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed that you're able to publish so many books, especially with you being a migraine sufferer.
Oh yeah, I've been having migraines since I was, I guess, 12. But it's weird because I also get hemiplegic migraines, and they have like stroke-like symptoms. So we didn't actually know, like, my mom even took me to a neurologist when I was younger, but we didn't find out what it exactly was until my daughter started having seizures when she was young, and she has an SCN1A gene mutation, and they tested me and my husband, and of course it was me. And then the neurologist found out, they're hemiplegic migraines. So I was like, oh. No, but nobody knew before that. The doctors were just kind of like, I don't know what's going on.
That's crazy. I don't actually. Is that to do with the chemicals? To do with your brain signals? Then?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not smart with that type of stuff, but it's something with the sodium channels.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense, because obviously our bodies are all different and they work all differently. But I do know sodium can have a big effect on your body if the levels aren't right. How interesting. Mm-hmm. I wonder if any of our other viewers have migraines. The moment I found out you were a migraine sufferer, my heart went out to you. It really did, because I get bad migraines too, but mine's down to nerve damage. And I don't know about you, but I've become like a human barometer. So if it's thunderous or the weather's changing, I'm even worse.
Yeah. Well, mine gets pretty bad during, especially during summertime with the heat. I mean, I'm in Texas, so the heat will, of course, stress. I mean, can't prevent stress, but man, the heat is the worst for me.
Wow. And that's really interesting, because I'm actually the other way. I can't even suggest we swap places, Candace, because I'm in California. I might have it slightly cooler than you, but not by much. Okay, we've got some more comments. Tanya, she says she's musical and introverted.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that confirms our point. She also says Catching Fire is also her favourite book in the Hunger Games series. Yeah. So we have some very similar interests here as well. Molly says, I wish I could keep from reading them. So I'm assuming she means the reviews, because I'm exactly the same. I am terrible. I always want to find out what people think of them. And I don't know whether that's because I'm still a newbie. I just can't stop myself. Carla says, hang on. Carla says, you must get all the stress out of your life, said the girl full of stress. I know, right, Carla? I know. it's sorry, I want my hair back, so I'm getting a bit warm. It's one of those things, isn't it? We can't control what other people do and say, but we can control how we react to it.
Oh.
My sister-in-law said that to me once, and I thought, do you know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Now, as I said, you've got multiple works out, and tell me if I've got this wrong. Do you have 23 books out, including anthologies and everything?
No. Now I have to go and count.
I'm literally counting from Goodreads because it says 23 distinguished ones.
Okay. Maybe there's some coming up. How many I have out right now? Well, hold on. Sorry. I'm like, I should have written all this down.
No, you're fine. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot.
At least 10. At least 10 for sure.
It's absolutely amazing. And this year you've released Avocado Bliss, and you've also released Lyrics and Curses, which are both very different books.
Oh yeah. Well, Lyrics comes out in November, but Shadowed by Despair just came out in May. Yeah, May.
It's just amazing. Now, I noticed that you write, obviously, are all your books for young adults?
No, I do young adult and new adult, pretty much. I would like to write middle grade, but I feel like I get too dark, and so I'm like, no. Middle grade.
It's absolutely amazing. Now the genres, because I mean, you've got, there's a little bit of horror in there. There's a little bit of this. There's a little bit of fantasy, and it's just amazing how you can turn your hand from one genre type to another. Have you always read lots of different genres?
Yeah, well, I read primarily YA, but genre-wise, like I'll read pretty much. Well, I read like adult too, but from YA, I'll read pretty much like dystopian fantasy, horror, contemporary. So pretty much anything except like really hardcore sci-fi, just because some of the terminology, I get lost.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm a little bit like that, especially when it comes down to really technical stuff that authors throw in, because it just goes straight over my head, and I think I have no clue what that means. But I do know exactly what you mean. Is there one particular book that you've published that you feels really close to your heart, that you've really, really connected with in some way?
Well, my upcoming for Lyrics and Curses, probably that one. Just because, well, I like paranormal romance, but it's it's set in the 80s, and I'm a huge, of course, 80s fan. So, and those characters, those are probably my two favorite characters I've written. So I love them.
That's absolutely fantastic. I must admit, I love the 80s. I had a blast in the 80s. And thank goodness that phones and cameras weren't around readily, because I might have got into a lot of trouble. Okay, we've got some more comments, which we're going to have a look at. Oh, there we go. So Kristen says, Candace, which has been your favorite book to write?
Well, probably Lyrics and Curses, but I have one other one that's not published yet that I've been holding on to for a while, so it's a tie between those two.
Fantastic. Now, have you both done self-publishing and gone through a publishing house?
Yes.
And was that through choice or just the way it worked out?
Well, I started indie, and I realized I didn't know exactly what I was doing. So I made a lot of mistakes at first, and then, I queried a lot, and then I got first picked up, I guess, at Parliament for my new adult late series, and so I've done that. I still would really, really like to be with the big five, but I don't know. I'm fine. I really like indie though, just because you have control, of your stuff, and you can easily go change stuff and pick your covers, and that's pretty cool.
I think that's it, isn't it? It's a very fine balance, and there's definitely huge pros and cons for both.
Yeah.
And like you, I like the idea of having control and everything myself, and I was so tempted to query my upcoming book, but then I thought, I've done the other two myself, I might as well just keep going, because everything's got to match the first two anyway, because it's a series. But yeah, and it's tough, and I don't know about you, but I got so stressed out when I was querying agents and that.
The agent stuff is the worst. I just
But you know what? Like you, though, I've become such a good friend with Carla just through, me querying, and we've got such a lovely friendship. I don't think I would have changed that. It's such a bonus, isn't it? Such a bonus. Okay, so let me go with Carla's question. Why didn't you make Clouded by Envy, the vampire origin story, longer? Oh, she wanted more details.
I know, I've talked to her about that.
She's giving you a little verbal kick up the butt.
We can get it made for a Netflix, Carla, and then make it a origin story for you.
Oh, that would be cool. How cool would that be? Maybe. Have you had a go at doing screenplays for your books at all?
No, and I feel like I don't know. Like, I know you have to have like agents, of course, for that, or to get connected with stuff. So I don't know. I haven't tried. That'd be cool though.
I must admit, it's something that I've thought about learning. Yeah, and I think sometimes it's worthwhile just having a go, just because it's another skill set.
Mm-hmm.
I know quite a few people within the Writers Rock group are authors, but some of them write screenplays as well, for movies and stage plays and stuff like that. So I must admit, it's quite tempting just to have a go and do something different. Do you have any plans in the future to try something new and different connected with the books or writing in some way?
No. I don't even know what's going to happen, so we'll see.
You never know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some more questions here. Oh, we've got a question from Janet Womack. Thank you for joining us, Janet. Thank you, darling. She says she loves the Laith trilogy.
Yay.
Did I pronounce that properly?
Yes.
There's lots of things I say very English and people look at me really strange. Well, let me have a look. We've got some more. I hope you did a nice review, Janet, you awesome lady, you. Okay, we got some more. Oh, question from Tanya. Who are your favorite authors and who would you love to collaborate with? That's a good one.
Well, Sarah J. Maas is my favorite. She's pretty big, obviously, but collaborate wise, I'd actually like to collaborate with Carla.
That would be fantastic, because her Lineage book is absolutely awesome. I think you two writing together would be mind-blowing.
Yeah. And I don't know, did you already read her story in the link?
No, I haven't. I've been so busy. I haven't had a chance. But I absolutely loved Lineage. And as soon as I've sorted out my release and everything I've got going on, I've got to try and reread it, because I was so out of it from painkillers while I was recovering from my broken ankle. There's parts of the story I just can't remember, because I obviously was a bit squiffy. Now, if you did do a collaboration with Carla, bearing in mind you know Carla a lot better than I did, because obviously you've had more contact with her, like physically and stuff, what type of genre do you think you would end up writing together?
Ooh, I don't know. I'd say paranormal or fantasy. Hopefully,
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you two need to get on. Oh, get on with it and do it. Now, I did notice that you've already got a writing partner for some of your books. How did all that come about?
So for Bacon Pie and Avocado Bliss, so Gerardo, he messaged me because I guess one of our mutual blogger friends had read Hearts Are Like Balloons, which is a contemporary, and I guess she rated it pretty good. And he was like, hey, I have my book, Summer Lips, which is also a YA contemporary. Do you want to swap? So then we, read each other's books, and then he was like, oh, we write pretty similar. Do you want to write a book? And I don't know. Then we started just going back and forth with being goofy and quirky. And then somehow we started talking about bacon. And then bacon pie. And then, so we did that. And then I was like, okay, I would like to do one more contemporary with them, because his mom actually passed away from complications of diabetes. And my husband has diabetes, type 1, and then my nephew and my husband's twin. So I was like, well, it's an important subject, and it's always portrayed inaccurately, but I also wanted to, of course, make the story fun, not one of those,
Yeah, something a bit more uplifting.
But so that happened there. And then the other one is this year. It's a new adult fantasy romance, for retelling. Can't even talk. Wizard of Oz retellings. So, like the first book's gonna be Tin Man and Dorothy. It's the romance, and then dark though, and then I can't say the second one yet. But the prequel will be Lion. I don't know if you ever saw Return to Oz from the 80s, but in there, her name was Princess Mombi, and she didn't have a head. Well, she collected heads and would switch them out and wear them.
That's right.
In the original stories, her name was Langwidere, but for the movie, for some reason mixed Mombi and Langwidere together, which is also weird because I found out in Wizard of Oz that the shoes are actually silver because I never read the books, but the red in the movies. And Glinda, sorry, one more. Glinda's from the South versus the North in the movie too. So I don't know. They did a lot of weird changes in the movies.
That's amazing, because I never knew that either.
Oh, so
it just goes to show how different sometimes a movie can be from the actual original story.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely amazing. I tell you, that's quite blown my mind, because I used to watch Wizard of Oz every year when I was young.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've got some comments here. Okay, so Carla says, let's do it. So she's talking about the collaboration. Yes. And then she said that's why you liked it. You were high. No, I liked it because it was a bloody good story, Carla, and you are amazing. You little minx. Tanya says, what about a paranormal horror?
Oh, yeah. I'd be all over that.
And we've also got, Carla says she loved bacon pie. We got to stop talking about food because it's making my stomach rumble. Bacon. Okay, Marlena says, oh yeah, she's very excited for them. That's so cool. And Tanya says, yeah, you could write a paranormal horror fantasy with Carla. So that's 2 votes. Oh no, that is 1 vote for horror fantasy, and I'm going to put my vote in as well because I would definitely be all over that. Yes. That would be absolutely fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now I was going to ask you, because your book covers are so stunning. I mean, every single one that I looked at, the cover was absolutely beautiful. Do you do merchandising for your products to help spread the word about your books?
I do not. I probably should. I don't even know how to actually do all that.
Because I was so intrigued. Every time I saw there were so many of your book covers, and I thought, because I'm a marketing sales person, that's what I've always done. And when I see something so stunning like that, I think, oh, that would look so cool on a t-shirt. I can't help it. But yeah, just so you and all our viewers know, there are companies out there that can actually do it for you. Obviously, because time is so valuable, isn't it, when we've got families and work and everything else. But there are companies, for example, the one that I've used is called Zazzle.com. And it's great. You basically open up like your merchandise shop, put your design on whatever you want, and they do everything from cups to mouse mats to iPad covers, t-shirts, hats, socks, flip-flops, you name it. You put your logo on and design it, upload it to your shop, and then whenever somebody buys your merchandise, you get a small royalty.
That's cool.
But they do it all for you. They take the order, they process it, they send it to the client, they take the payment, they do all of it. The only thing you need to do is literally upload your design on the products.
Wow. That's awesome.
I know, isn't it? I'm like the marketing queen. But honestly, some of your t-shirts, some of your book covers would if they were on a bag or a t-shirt, I would so wear it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the avocado bliss, because it's got all my favorite colors in. It's so cool. Now, we were talking earlier about blogs and everything. How long has your blog been going on for now?
I don't know if I started, it was 2015 or 16, so not too long. I think maybe it was 15. It was pretty much after, like maybe a year after I'd started really like reading a lot.
It's absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that it's so fresh and upbeat, and it's just lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Now, are you a massive blog fan? Do you like going onto other people's blogs and reading what they're doing and everything?
Well, I used to, and then it's like, when when you're a writer, it's like you lose time to do everything. It's even hard, I'll try to make sure I post every day, like on Instagram and stuff, but it's hard to sit there and try to go, you want to see everybody's stuff that they did, but it's even hard just to check there and then, go over to Twitter and so much going on.
There's just not enough hours in the day, is there? Just a little tip for our authors who are watching, and I don't know whether it's something that you use. I was talking to Alton Bardot about it yesterday, but there's actually an app called Buffer. Have you ever heard or used that? Mm-hmm. Buffer is brilliant, and it's such a good tool for people like ourselves who are so busy and our time so limited. Because you can upload a post. Well, first of all, you get the Buffer account, then you upload all your social media accounts to it, and then when you want to post something, you post it to Buffer, and Buffer sends it to all your social media. So cool. Yeah, so instead of doing it manually to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, or wherever you want to go, instead of doing 5 or however many, you literally upload your post to one and Buffer does it for you.
Oh, check that one out.
I know. I tell you, I am learning all the time. I just like to share the love. Now, out of the social media platforms that you use, which one would you say is your favorite and why?
I like Instagram just because Twitter can get a bit ranty, and Yeah,
I agree.
But Instagram, it's pretty much like, oh, I can just look at pictures. So and without having to read too many rants and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just like seeing, and plus I like seeing all the pictures of people's books, like what they're reading, and the covers, or even even when with authors, I like seeing I don't know, other stuff they're doing too,
I know exactly what you mean. And I don't know about you, but I find Twitter so fast. And if I miss a post that I've been tagged in, by the time I actually see it, there's been so many other comments and everything. I can't even find what the original one was.
Yep.
That might be just me. I don't work that quickly, unfortunately, but no, I know exactly what you mean. We got some more comments here. So Tanya, I'm so chuffed that I can actually show you the comments. That's so cool. Tanya says, what's your favorite thing about Texas? And she would love to visit.
Well, I mean, I live in a part that's pretty flat, so I got a lot more. I feel like I have more complaints, just because, like, I don't know, I would like more pretty scenery, but I don't know. People are like where I live. People are pretty laid back, so I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, I must admit, I like that too. I spent 5 years in South Carolina, and it was very much like that. Just the tempo of the environment was just so chilled, and it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. T says thank you very much for the information. So I think she means about the buffer. We've got Jenna's joined us. Hi, Jenna. She says she likes eating food too. Don't we all?
Oh man, yeah.
Don't we? I would put bacon on everything.
Yep.
T says, she says original. That's fantastic. I tell you, I love the fact that everybody's joining in and asking questions. Now, there's one interesting. I saw a post a while ago, and it was talking about readers having totems. You know, like good luck objects or objects on their desk to inspire them and keep them creative. And I was just wondering, do you have like a lucky charm or a totem or something that you have?
Oh, hold on. let me see some of the stuff I have. I have this little, I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. You're probably like, what is that? It's a little rock with eyeballs. But anyway, my daughter made it. She put it in a little cotton ball bed.
Is it a little bird in a nest? That's what it looks like. That is so cute.
Yeah, it's like supposed to be like like a pet rock. But I keep it behind my laptop. She made that. So.
Oh.
And then I have this little thing from my husband. It says, "Believe in yourself."
I absolutely love it.
Hard to do a lot, but it's there.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we've got to try and keep ourselves positive and going. But I tell you what, it's I think you should definitely have a little glance at your reviews because they're absolutely amazing. But anything like that helps us to keep motivated, doesn't it? And fuels our passion for what we do. Would you like to see my mug today? Because my daughter bought it for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Can you see? Oh, there we go. Please do not annoy the writer. She may put you in a book and kill you. I've got quite a few little things like that, which I quite like to use quite often. I did see a sign, and and I'm going to have to share it because I did save it. And it says something like, do not disturb writing in progress unless you are. And then it listed bleeding to death, have a detached limb. And it was all this sort of stuff. So I'm seriously thinking of having that printed and put on my door. Oh, hi, Brandy. Brandy's joined us. Look. Hi, Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Your daughter has the best art projects. I love children's art.
Yeah.
They are so creative. How old is your daughter?
So she's actually just turned 11. So she's 11 now.
Oh.
So she's been doing, she took a break. She goes like back and forth, with the painting. But she was doing like these like these Renaissance ones where they were in the dresses, but then they had like they were animals. So like she had like a squirrel, face with like the Renaissance dress on.
Do you know what? I saw those because when I saw those, I thought they would look fantastic on a t-shirt and stuff as well. Because I think I commented, I was like, "Yeah, I love that."
Oh yeah.
Considering she's 11, she is very, very talented.
Oh yeah.
Very talented. I was amazed how good she was because the proportions were all there, the detail, things that children her age would normally miss. It was all there.
Yeah. Yep.
God, you must be so proud of her. So proud of her. T says, "Oh, pet rock." Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh, there we go. Comment from Carla. She's put, "I've put many of my enemies in my books."
Yeah.
Just so you stuff that you can't do in real life. Which out of all your books, which of your characters would you say you love to hate? Because I think
there's two, I guess. Off the top of my head, it'd be the Quincy Wolf's Glass duology, and it's the Vel character. I love him, but I don't know. It's like I can't explain without spoilers, but you'd have to read it. But then in Clouded by and it's like I don't know. It's sort of like Frankenstein type inspired too. Because whenever I wrote that, I put a lot of like fairy tales and horror stuff in there, but I retold everything. And in Clouded by Envy, it would be Brennick, because he's I don't know, he's very selfish, but I feel like he still had reason to be the way he was. So you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think those are my favorite bad guys or bad women, is the characters who are flawed. They're really awful, but then when you find out why they're awful, it almost makes you feel sorry for them.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Wanda agrees as well. That she's put, "He is evil." I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, there we go. Carla says your daughter is adorable. Oh, that's so lovely. That is so lovely. It's a shame that kids have to grow up. And we've got comment from Tanya, Team Arwen. She's obviously a fan. She's a fan. Comment from Janet. She says, "I know you love horror movies. Do you think you will ever write an adult horror novel?" And P.S., she loves your daughter's paintings too.
So I have a problem with it's like I'm such a big horror movie buff, but it's like when it comes to books, it's harder for me to write a straight horror book, because I don't know, I love writing romance so much that it's hard not to do it without that. So it's weird, because I like Michael Myers Halloween, or Freddy. Yeah. But it's kind of a little opposite with books. It's weird.
Well, maybe you could do a little bit of both. Do a horror movie, but do it so that a couple have to get through it all together.
Yep.
And do that sort of spin on it.
Well, that's what I felt. Well, it wasn't adult, but I don't know I don't know if Janet's read. She's read most of my books, but I don't know if she read Quincy. But Quincy pretty much is sort of it's horror-ish, but it's YA. It's not adult. It's probably the closest I feel like I've gotten.
That's so cool. But as I said earlier, there is such a huge audience of adults who love to read young adult fiction, purely because I think some of my own readers, they prefer the young adult because either they don't want to read any naughty bits or language, or the naughty bits and language makes them feel awkward, or they just prefer to leave that stuff out and just be all about the story. So I would, from what I've seen of your reviews, you do definitely have a big adult following as well as young adults. And I think that's absolutely fantastic because, you know, I've read a lot of young adult books.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's exciting. We get lots of inspiration today. Okay, so we've got some more comments coming. T says, I'm a Robinson too, author to author. Are we related?
Heck yeah.
Well,
she might be related to my husband since I get
Well, we're all with Writers Rock, so we're all brothers and sisters anyway. That is fantastic. Tanya says, I remember doing blog posts for Quincy's Vault. Time flies so fast.
Awesome.
So
yeah.
how long ago was that?
So I self-published that one in 2017, but then it got republished in 2018 with Parliament. So I had to I rewrote some of the scenes, you know.
Fantastic. That's just amazing. It's so funny how things end up working out, and you know that our plans can go in a different direction, isn't it? We got a comment from Jenna.
Yeah.
Do a Rocky Horror Show retelling.
We can all have a Rocky Horror Show retelling, or Rocky Horror Show at night. We should all do it virtual. Do the dance.
How cool would that be?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Do you know, and I don't know whether you've noticed it, but I find that men generally love to dress up like that a lot more enthusiastically than the women.
Oh yeah. Yep.
My own husband included in that scenario.
Yeah.
Any excuse for a guy to put a dress on or whatever, and they will.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, we might have to look into that, Jenna. That sounds like absolutely fantastic. Carla says you can put romance in the book.
Okay. Yeah.
Tanya says YA fan right here. Love it. Love it. I've got to say, this is one. See, you could do something like I did, because with my books, I actually did young adult versions and adult versions. So my books are with or without the naughty bits and language.
That's cool.
Well, it was funny. I did it because, firstly, it occurred to me that I wanted my own children to be able to read my books and still look in the eye without feeling awkward. And then I realised that so many parents stop reading with their kids when they reach a certain teenage.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really sad. So I thought, well, maybe I can try and encourage parents and teens to carry on reading the same story, but do it in a safe way. So the adults can read the adult version and still read what they want to read. The teens can read the safer version, but they can still talk about exactly the same story.
Yeah.
Awesome. Food for thought here. Food for thought. Okay, I've got a message from Janet. She says, haven't read it yet, but it's on my TBR stack. Love it, love it, love it. T says, I love this. Keep it coming. Save me for primetime TV show. Wouldn't that be nice? You would definitely have to come back on if that's the case, Candace. That would be wonderful. And we got Kelly as well. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for joining us.
Kelly's one of those awesome artists. Like, she's Marlena's sister, and her artwork is awesome. That's why I'm like hoping Arwen like one day like is as awesome as hers. I mean, it's awesome.
That's amazing. I'm going to have to check Kelly's work out because I'm like you. I appreciate art in all forms. You know, and when I see something, I can really appreciate the time and the effort it's taken to actually create it. And I'm sure you're the same. It's
well, same with also Jenna's on here, and you know she did the covers for cover for lyrics, and her artwork too is I'm just impressed with all these people that can do art, because I'm so awful.
It's all about expressing ourselves. It is. And the cover for that book is absolutely stunning, so eye-catching.
Awesome.
It really does jump out at you. It's absolutely amazing. So Kelly says she loves your work, Candace. Tanya has got a question for you. She says, what's on your music playlist?
Ooh. Well, The Cure, 80s, pretty much 80s. Well, 70s too. I felt like I think that I made a post, some little meme, or not, I didn't make it, but there's a meme I shared. Pretty much like anywhere between the 50s and stop at 2000. That's where.
When music was music, basically.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that because I do listen to a lot of old school music. And funnily enough, one of my favorite songs, because I was a music judge on a radio show back in England, and I got sent a song to judge, but they sent me the wrong song by accident. But the song that they sent me, I absolutely loved. And I was so gutted that it wasn't going to be on this music show so I could tell everybody how much I loved it. But I listen to it every single week, and you'll have to check it out. It's such a summer song, and it's called Bumpy Ride by Mahumbi.
I'm going to check that out.
Honestly, if it's a summer's day and you're in your shorts and T-shirt and you're bombing along in the car in the summer, that is the song to play. It really is. But I'm also a big Smiths fan, and I love the Verve. Verve is one of my favorites, especially Bittersweet Symphony.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's one of those songs you can just listen to with your eyes closed and just let the song take you, I think.
Yep.
So excuse me, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh, excuse me, I nearly blew my hair off then. So let's quickly ask our viewers, what's your favorite song at the moment? So what's your favorite song at the moment, Candace?
Okay, well, if I can pick something newer, it'd be from Churches.
Okay.
It's spelled CHV or CHES, but I suck at song titles, but I don't know. Probably Gun, but that's not even that new. Maybe that's picking something that's not, older. That would be the one.
That's cool. That is cool. Tanya says, we got lots of comments here. So Kelly says, oh my God, you are so sweet. Jenna says, too sweet. Tanya says, agreed. We're getting loads of, I love this. Tanya says she needs some 70s and 80s recommendations. Mm. So
I've been in a Depeche Mode mood lately too. Of course, Prince. I can always listen to Prince.
Yes, absolutely. Perhaps I'm assuming Tanya is. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm assuming everybody here is like generally in America. But maybe check out some English 80s and 70s bands, Tanya, because some songs were really big hits in the UK, but not so much here, and yet they were absolutely awesome. So yeah, maybe have a look at the old 70s and 80s English music as well. Might give you a bit of inspiration. Kelly, she says, I love that song.
Yes.
Tanya says, Bittersweet Symphony is a classic, isn't it just? I was so heartbroken when the lead singer left. I was so sad. Tanya says, Churches are amazing. I'm going to have to check that band out. I haven't heard of them.
I think you'll like them.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look at it. Jenna says, Lights by The Weeknd. Now, I do like the band, The Weeknd. They are very good, and the singer has got an amazing voice. Brandy says, Bang by AJR. Oh, my gosh. Tanya's a fellow Brit. Rock on, my lady. I absolutely love it. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, look, we're getting smiley face as well. That is so awesome. Candace, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks.
It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm as soon as I've sorted out my release for my book, I am going to have a complete writing break for at least a couple of weeks, so I can tuck in and devour your books.
Oh, awesome!
Because you know what it's like. If when we get any spare time, we can either read or write.
Yep.
And when you've got readers that are getting their whips out, like, when are you going to get the next one out? When are you going to get the next one out? You focus on the writing instead of the chilling out and reading, don't we?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. It's been absolutely fantastic. Oh, quickly, we've got some more song suggestions as well. I'm going to quickly show these. Look. Madness by Muse. Oh, that's a good one. That is a very good one. Carla says they are awesome. I think she means The Wanted. And we've got Jenna says, ain't that the truth? It sure is. Absolutely. And Carla says, Candace can write a book in a week. I don't know how you would manage that. You're a writing machine. I could probably be quite productive if I actually threw my husband and the kids out and the 3 dogs and just got cleaners in. You know what I mean? Oh, and we got Kelly says Saturn Swallows the Sun by Ghost Twin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have I can see me creating a new playlist here. We've had so many good suggestions, and Tanya says she's been listening a lot to NSYNC lately, so she's been going through a bit of a throwback stage. That is cool. That is so cool. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for all the suggestions, everybody, and thank you, Candace, for joining me today. You've been such a pleasure to chat with. I've already attached all your links underneath the video, so everybody can check out your books, and make sure everybody, when you read them, please review them, because it means a lot. And I'm so excited for everything that you've got coming out, because it's 3 books already so far this year, with one published and 2 more coming out. It's so exciting. Oh my God. Please keep in touch and let us know, your next releases and everything else, because we would love to share it all on the Writers Rock group. I am not surprised that Feverat Publishing House snapped you up, because you're just truly amazing, and Parliament House as well. I think you're just fantastic. And yes, I do. Carla's just mentioned the anthology that we both took part in, and Carla and Brandy. So many of us have all joined in that, and Jenna, I think, is in there as well.
Marlena's in there too.
Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get stuck in and read everybody's stories. And if you haven't seen it already, people, have a look. It's called Link by Link. It's an anthology. It's going to be released in December, and it's a selection of fantastic holiday stories from middle grade up to adult. So there is literally a story in there for every member of the family, basically. It's going to be a fantastic Christmas book, especially for gifts. And if you want to do Christmas reading with your kids and your teens and everything leading up to Christmas. So yes, if it's not on your TBR on Goodreads and everything, why not get it on there? That's all I'm going to say about that. I think that was a good enough plug. Candace, thank you so much, darling. I can't wait to chat to you again, my love. And and thank you, everybody, for joining in. I hope everyone's had a good time. Don't forget, you can still ask Candace questions. put them in the comments underneath the video, and make sure you tag Candace, because this video will be shared on multiple groups, etc. So it'll be easier for Candace to figure out where the question or comment has come from if you actually tag her name. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Candace. And we will see everybody again soon. Thank you, darling.
Thanks.
Bye.